All right, man. I think it's about that time now that we talk about that guy, Baker Mayfield, because he really is putting together a great season. And he just went out there once again and played against one of the best defenses in the NFL and found a way to put up 40 points. I mean, he's the first quarterback to really make this Chargers defense not look good at all, so that says something about how good he's playing. So what I wanted to do is go into that last game and really look at what he was able to do and why he was able to have the success that he did. But before we got all the way into that, I wanted to help y'all out. I just got myself a code with a pretty new app called Dabble. As you can see right here, it's an app you can download on your phone, and if you just use code LOGIC, they will give you a free $25 to start with that you can literally use for anything. Right here you can see I had all of these overs and they all ended up hitting, and I turned my free $25 into $500, which is pretty ridiculous. You can do the same thing. You can either use my code LOGIC whenever you sign up in the app. You can use the QR code on the screen. Just scan it. It'll take you to the link to get the code and get the free $25. Or you can just use the first link in the description. All three of those ways work. You can use any one that you want. And then if I were you, I would just go bet on my favorite team, what I thought was going to happen, and try to turn that 25 into whatever you can. I really just wanted to show you all this because I appreciate you watching my videos. Go get your free 25. Like I said, use the code LOGIC in the app when you sign up. Scan the QR code and click the link that it takes you to, or just go down and use the first link in the description. Any of those three ways work, but that's the only way you can get the free 25. All right, so now that we've got that out the way, let's go ahead and jump into the first play here that the Bucs are going to run. And it's honestly a concept I like a lot. So all they're going to run is, firstly, they're going to motion Bucky Irvin behind Baker Mayfield. He's going to run across the screen and get out in the flat. You have this tight end getting out on a little stick route. You have Mike Evans on a hitch. And then you also have Rashaan Evans getting out here on a flat as well. And you have this guy finally running a deep dig on top of everything. And the way Baker reads this is 1 here, 2 to the flat. You read between these two things. If those aren't there, then you come 3 here, and then 4 here, and then 5 to this as your last check down option. And you're going to see Baker go through his reads and find the open guy here. So watch him snap the football. Watch him get the motion from Bucky Irvin first. Get the motion. Baker's looking at Mike Evans here, as you can see. Looking at Mike Evans. That's what he wants to throw first. But as you can see, this guy right here drops underneath it. Looks at the flat. That's not there either because this guy's pushing out to it. So then he takes his eyes to that dig. And when he looks at the dig, pops his eyes over there, he sees there's a big window to throw into. He just has to make this guy not be able to make a play on it, and that's exactly what he does. Puts the ball right on his guy for a huge chunk. Great job by Baker going through all of his reads, seeing the field well, and then delivering a great ball. So watch it here, get the motion. Mike Evans, 1, no. The flat, no. Dig, it's there, ball. Right on the money. Huge chunk. Let's go. Next play here, once again, love what Baker does here. Love the play call as well. You're getting a play that most people would call snag, and all you run here is you're getting this guy in motion. He's lining up right here. You have the point man running a deep corner route. You have Mike Evans coming out on a stop or a hitch, and then this guy is going to get motioned here and just run a flat, and this is how Baker reads it out. Firstly, he gets his eyes on the corner. If the corner backpedals, then you bring your eyes to this flat player, but if he drives down, then you'd take this corner out. But right here, he's going to backpedal, so then you bring your eyes to this flat player. If he extends out with the flat, we throw it here. If he sits on the hitch, then we throw the flat out here. But if somehow the Chargers covered both of them up, you also have a dig coming from the backside as your number 4 read. But what you're going to see happen is Baker's going to look at the top of the screen. He's looking at the corner. What's that corner doing? Obviously, he's backpedaling. He's not driving down on anything, so that takes away this corner route. So then you take your eyes to that flat player, which is Derwin James. Derwin James, as you can see, is extending out with the flat. So what's that do? Leaves an opening for Mike Evans right here. And Baker rips that ball in there, right on him, and gets an easy 5-6 yards. Baker obviously showing that he can read things out really well right here. Reads it out not only well, but also really quick. So watch Baker's eyes here. First, look at that corner. He's backpedaling. So then take your eyes to the flat player. He's extending with the flat. Rip it. Great job. Nice and easy. Don't make it harder than it needs to be. Next play here, man, and this is once again a great job by Baker realizing what coverage the Chargers are in, and also it's a perfect play call to beat what the Chargers are in. So if you look at how the Chargers are lined up, it's pretty easy to see that they're in straight man coverage. Man here, man here, man here, man here. This safety right here is going to roll down and man up on the running back, and then this safety's job is just to be one high over the top of the field. So they're just in a simple cover one look, and all the Bucs are going to run here is Mike Evans on a crosser, a little in route or angle route behind him, and then a slot fade that's going to get out behind these two guys here. And the reason this works so well is because this guy that's manned up on him is going to follow him out when he runs out here like it's a bubble almost, and that's going to cause him to run into Mike Evans and run into the tight end here, which is going to leave this guy wide open up the sideline. All you have to do is make sure that this safety drifts this way so he can't make a play on the ball. And as you're going to see, it ends up working out to perfection. Baker gets his eyes to the middle of the field first to get this safety to roll over, and then he looks over to the left side of the field where you see it working out to perfection. Look at this. So this guy, he's running out, and then he's going to get up, and that causes the DB to run into all of this trash here. There's no way for him to get through that, and that leaves a wide open throw for Baker to throw into, and it's a touchdown. Great job by Baker knowing the coverage, knowing what's going to be open, and great job by the Bucs as a team executing it. So watch it here again. Baker, watch his eyes. He's going to first look in the middle of the field to keep that safety there. Boom, he's looking in the middle of the field. He knows he's not throwing the ball in the middle of the field. He just knows he has to keep that safety there, and that's exactly what that does. And he pops his eyes out there. It's there. Rip it. Right on the money. Touchdown, Bucs. Next play here, another simple read by Baker. Great job getting the ball out fast to his guy and taking the easy yardage. All the Bucs are running is double slants on the bottom of the screen here. 1-step slant here, 3-step slant here behind it, and you literally just read it 1 here, 2 here, depending on what this guy does. If he drives in on the 1-step slant, then you have Mike Evans coming open behind him. If he drifts under Mike Evans, then you should have this 1-step slant right here. But watch what ends up happening. Snap the football. What's Derwin James do? Obviously, he's drifting in with the 1-step. So then take your eyes out to Mike Evans. He should be open. He just has to win in one-on-one coverage. It's exactly what he does. Baker puts it on him. Nice, easy 10-yard gain on a 3-yard route. We'll take that all day long. So watch Baker's eyes here. You'll see what he looks at. It's going to go 1, 2, ball. Really simple. Get Mike Evans in motion before you snap it. Snap it. 1, not there. 2, it's there. Ball. Great job. Nice and easy. Move the chains. Next play here, and I absolutely love this from Baker Mayfield once again, and I also love the play call. All the Bucs are going to run here is they're going to have this guy in the inside clear out, so he's going to run a deep seam route, and then you have a deep dig behind it, and that's what you're trying to throw. This is your number one. You're trying to throw this dig in an open window. That's why you have this guy clearing out for it. But if that wasn't there, you also have this tight end getting out here, setting up to block, and the running back getting behind him on a swing as your check down. So it's literally just 1 to 2. Really simple, easy concept for Baker to read out, and it works out to perfection. So watch it here. Baker's going to get in his drop. He's looking at that dig all the way. Hits the top of his drop, sees that this guy is running with the seam exactly how we want him to, and what's that do? It opens up a huge gap for this receiver to run into, and it leads to another huge chunk. Baker puts it right on him, doesn't make it harder than it needs to be, and it leads to another 20-plus yard gain. I mean, Baker was getting big chunks all night against the Chargers, and he does it once again right here. Getting your drop, you see it's coming open, hitch, rip it. We'll take it all day. Move the chains. Next play right here, and on this play, we actually see Baker do something that I think people don't notice too much, and it's actually him taking off with his legs. All the Bucs are going to run here is a simple mesh concept. So Baker's just reading this drag to drag. He's trying to get one of the guys open. But what ends up happening is those drags leave the middle of the field wide open because they're running people off. So you see both of these drags here. They're running across the field. Obviously, nobody's open. But it leaves a huge green grass area right around here. And when Baker sees that neither one of the drags are open, he steps up in the pocket, sees grass, takes off running, and actually gets a massive gain on third down to move the chains. Like I said, most people don't think Baker is the type of guy to run the football, but he does it quite a bit, and he's not scared to do it, and right here it pays off in a great way. So watch it here once again. Snap the football. Get the mesh concept. You're reading one mesh to the other one. Neither one are open. Step up. Get your eyes downfield. There's not anybody really open, but you do see green grass in front of you, so take off with your legs. Go get what you can. Outrun a corner, and then get 10 extra yards. I mean, we'll take that all day long. Next play here, man, and this is just Baker doing Baker stuff. All the Bucs are going to run is they have an out with a drift post on top of it, which means Baker is reading this guy right here. If he extends out with the out route, then we're going to try to throw this drift post. But if he does the opposite and follows the drift post, then we'd obviously try to take this out route. But what you're going to see happen is neither one of those really get open. It's kind of muddy. So then the Bucs have a deep dig coming from Mike Evans, which is your number 3. And then they also have a hitch underneath it, which would be your number 4. But what you're going to see happen as Baker is trying to go through these reads, he doesn't see the top of the screen open, tries to come to the backside, but by that time, he has pressure all in his face. He obviously thinks about throwing this hitch, but this guy's driving underneath it, so he has to think twice about it, pull that ball back, extend the play, get outside the pocket, look downfield, and as he's looking downfield, he sees these guys driving down on these 2 routes, and that leaves a massive window that Mike Evans is running into. And right when Baker sees that, on the move, he rips that football right on the money, and then Mike Evans does the rest, makes somebody miss, and goes and scores a big-time touchdown. I mean, Baker, man, he plays really well within the pocket. That's probably where he's at his best. But he still can extend plays and make things happen outside if he needs to. And right here, it pays off in a very, very big way. So you see him walk up to the line of scrimmage, check something. He likes what he sees in the coverage. Obviously, it doesn't end up working. He's looking at that concept that I explained earlier, the out and the drift post, not there. Comes to his dig and his hitch, thinks about throwing the hitch. It's covered up. So then he just has to extend the play, get outside, keep his eyes downfield, gets his eyes on Mike Evans. He sees him running open, rips that football, puts it right on him. Mike Evans runs through contact, and it leads to a massive touchdown for the Bucs. Next play here, man, and all the Bucs are running is it's 3rd and long. They're trying to make something happen. So all they're going to run is they have Mike Evans running a little deep corner post. They have the same thing here, deep corner post. And then they have this guy getting out on a little stutter go or a little out and up. And Baker really is just reading this post to post. 1 post here, 2 posts here, whichever one he likes more, depending on what the coverage does post snap. And what you're going to see happen here is when Baker takes his drop, he's going to get his eyes over there. And what's this safety doing? He's not really drifting back with that post. He is kind of flat-footed. All these guys are kind of flat-footed. They're trying to guard the sticks, protect the sticks, think the Bucs are going to run something across their face, a dig or a curl right at the sticks. But they don't do that. They're going for it all. And what that leaves is Mike Evans one-on-one with this guy. So if Mike Evans can find a way to push this guy outside with the fake corner and then stick it in, he's going to be wide open. And Baker can tell that. And that's why when he gets to the top of his drop, he hitches and rips that football. And Mike Evans catches it for a huge, huge touchdown, which really started the downfall of the Chargers. So watch it here once again. Baker takes his drop. He sees that safety is flat-footed and he's not really drifting back. He's trying to guard the sticks. So Mike Evans just runs past him behind the sticks. And Baker rips it and puts it right there on the money, exactly where you want it for a massive touchdown. Next play here, man, and this is once again a great job by Baker, but it's also a great play call for the coverage that the Chargers are in. So right here, when you look at the Chargers defense, you can kind of tell they're looking like they're in some type of man coverage because of the way these guys are looking at the receivers. But you also see up top that it's 3 over 2, and you have a safety stacked on top of a linebacker. If you ever see a stack like this, you can expect some type of pressure from this guy. He's going to come, and then you're going to have this guy replaced behind him, and that's exactly what the Chargers do. So it ends up just being man here, man here. This guy takes whatever is over the top and out, and this guy takes whatever is more underneath. So what you're going to see the Bucs run here is the same thing on both sides. Corner from this guy, and Mike Evans is going to come out, act like he's running an out, and then cut it back up on a little angle route, and you got the same thing on the other side. Little corner route with this tight end coming, stuttering like he's running an out, and then getting back inside. So Baker can choose whichever side he wants. He's going to have to get the ball out fast because they are sending pressure, like I said. But if you get the ball out on time, your receiver should win this considering the route that he's running. And I love Mike Evans in this situation, and Baker does too. So Baker is going to read out the top of the screen. That's the side that he picks. And when he gets his eyes up there, Mike Evans selling that out route. This guy obviously takes it, and right when he gets a little bit out, he's going to stick his foot in the ground, cut back the other way, and Baker rips it. Boom. Baker's getting the ball back now, as you can see, as Mike Evans is just now getting out of his break, and that's what is going to allow Mike Evans to get a ton of yak after this catch and almost break it for a huge gain if the guy wouldn't have grabbed his jersey. Probably would have been a touchdown in my opinion, but still a huge game. We'll take it every day of the week. Great job noticing man coverage, seeing the pressure coming, getting the ball out quick, and then trusting your guy to win one-on-one. So watch Baker right here once again. Snap the football. Notice they're sending pressure and they're in man coverage. You know that Mike Evans has a perfect man-beating route. Rip it to him. Nice and easy. Huge, huge gain to keep the drive going. Next play here, man. And once again, great job by Baker under pressure, still finding a way to go through his reads. All the Bucs are going to run is stop up top. If you like that pre-snap, you can throw it. Right here, Baker doesn't like it. So then he gets his eyes on his post-snap one, which is this drift post to an out. And if you don't like either one of those, you also have the tight end coming out on a little return route, so getting out and then returning back inside. So Baker's really just reading this. 1 here, 2 to here, 3 to here, and you're going to see him go through all of those reads. Snap the football. Get his eyes out there to his 1. Obviously, this is getting taken away here. He gets his eyes on the drift post. This is getting taken away as well. So then he moves his eyes over to the return route, but he's got to buy time and wait for that return to pass by this guy so there's an open window to throw into. That's exactly what he does. Gets pressure, moves over, steps up in the pocket, kind of has to sidearm it, but gets it to his guy on his number 3 read. Just an outstanding job by Baker. Great pocket movement, great job keeping your eyes downfield, even under pressure. So look at him. 1, 2, not there. Goes to his 3, it's there, but I got to buy time to let it get open. Move over, buy time, rip it, off platform for another first down. All right, man. So, after watching that, Baker Mayfield obviously had a really good game, and he's having a really good year. So, as long as he can keep playing like that, I really don't think anybody's going to want to see them in the playoffs, especially since their run game looks really good, and their defense doesn't look too bad either. If they're putting up 30-plus, 28-plus points a game, they're going to be able to beat the majority of the teams they play against. And if I was a team getting into the playoffs, they would not be a team that I was looking forward to playing against, especially if they continue to stay hot.